Hello everybody. Today I'll be guiding you all on how to get yourself registered for IELTS Academic Champion Program on IELTSandPT.com's online portal. The very first thing you should do is visit this URL. The URL is online.ieltsandpt.com. After that, you will see this kind of interface. To begin, you should click on Register Now to get yourself registered. After clicking on Register Now, you have to enter your full name along with your email ID, the country that you are currently staying, with a valid mobile number and a password of your choice. For this option, select your nearest branch. You can always select IELTSandPT.com head office branch and the course of your choice. For example, here I am selecting IELTS Academic Champion Program. After clicking on Register Now, a verification link would be sent to the email ID that has been mentioned here by you. And after verifying the registration or after verifying your email ID, you can directly get yourself registered on the portal. Here I am using a demo ID. So I have already registered myself, so I can directly sign in. The course was IELTS Academic Champion. The very first thing you will see would be called the dashboard. The dashboard shows the course expiry details here. This ID will get expired in 23 days. For you, it would be different depending upon your enrollment. Moving on, the portal will also show out of total tests, how many tests are given, total live classes attended, and total number of videos watched. The details of all of this would be available on the dashboard itself. Further, there is also a guide to IELTS. So it is for a beginner who can definitely check this out and would get all the details about the IELTS exam. Guide to IELTS includes each and every detail about the IELTS test. What is IELTS? What is tested? Does IELTS have different version? And so on. Also, it also comprises of test format, band descriptors, and test result. So each and every detail about the IELTS exam has been provided here. Not only this, but a video guide to IELTS test has also been given in the video guide to IELTS section. Coming back on the dashboard, here you can see test your English. It is a test comprising of 36 questions. I have already attempted a test. So out of this 36 questions, if you score 29 to 36, then your English would be of advanced level and you have to prepare accordingly. For example, if somebody scores 32 marks or 32 questions correct out of the given 36 questions, the duration of preparation would be 1 month. For day 1 to day 30, he or she can check out IELTS beginners live lectures. If somebody scores 18 to 28 marks, his level of English would be intermediate and his preparation plan would be given accordingly. And if somebody is scoring less than 18, his proficiency level would be elementary and preparation plan would be according to the scores. Moving on, here you could see word of the day. Each and every day, a new word would be mentioned here, which would give you meaning along with synonyms, antonyms, suffix, and prefix. So, word of the day is exclusive. So, the meaning is exceptionally or beautiful. Synonyms are dainty or excruciating. Antonyms would be ugly and the usage of the word in sentences would also be mentioned here, which makes your vocabulary very strong, which is a crucial part for IELTS preparation. Daily, these words would be updated. Moreover, you'll also find tip of the day from the father of IELTS, Phil Brigerton. He would daily be providing tips on the listening, writing, speaking, or reading module. The today's tip is regarding speaking modules. To score better, it is advisable not to be afraid about speaking in our language when referring to names and so on. So this tip of the day would also be provided on the dashboard itself. And lastly, we have trending videos here. It would be about topics which are trending right now. Moving on, English lessons. For English lessons, the very first thing is to develop English skills. For that, we do have a grammar section here in which all the topics of or all the major topics of grammar are given here, starting from articles, preposition, conjunction, adverb, adverb clause, active passive voice, direct indirect speech, and so on, along with the theories for them and exercises. For example, if we talk about articles, what are articles? A and the, indefinite article, definite article. This was theory about it. If somebody wants to check out videos stating the same, then he can also click on watch videos and all the available videos for articles regarding grammar would be given here. If he wants to check himself whether he has understood the concepts or not, he can definitely check out the tech exercises section in which a whole paragraph would be given and he just needs to fill the answers according to the blanks. For example, Harry Potter is dash orphan. So the correct answer should be Anne, who lived with his unkind uncle and aunt. His parents were killed by dash wizard named Voldemort and so on. Finally, after marking all the answer, he can check out the answers by clicking on show answer and the and so on. A total of 6 exercises, a total of 8 exercises are available here with the answers mentioned just below. Furthermore, after finishing exercises, quiz for each and every grammar topic is also available. A quiz comprised of 10 questions for this articles and the answers are given just now. So it is very comprehensive thing to get familiar with grammar topics. If somebody wants to learn about sentence, so the theory about sentences, how sentences are framed, there should be a subject, verb, object, type of sentences, simple, compound, complex, complex, compound, and examples are mentioned here. If somebody wants to delve in furthermore into construction of sentences or the theory behind sentences, he can check out videos. All the videos regarding sentences would be given here. All exercises regarding the sentences are given here along with quizzes itself. This is very important to learn grammar. A student could definitely check out this in the grammar section. Moving on, vocabulary, which is also an integral part of IELTS test. For vocabulary, word videos are available here and they are arranged alphabetically starting from A to Z. Word videos are word videos are comprised in different level of difficulties. For easy level, words like ability, area, available, aware, bad, boss, and so on are given here. If somebody wants to know the meaning of the word aware, he can check out the video of the respective word. The word would be explained with an example and further details about the word, like synonyms, antonyms, and so on would be also mentioned here. Similarly, words of intermediate level are also available here. The words are like procure, brevity, abstain, beset, adequate, convene, and further such words which would be considered of an intermediary level would be given here. And the last word is, the last section for level of difficulty is upper intermediate. So words for higher bands or for getting more bands would be mentioned here. Words like frivolous, squander, reminiscence, for usual, and maverick. Such words would be mentioned here along with their meanings, synonyms, antonyms, and usage. This was all about the vocabulary section. Moving on, it is also important for a candidate to learn spellings. So here, spellings also arranged alphabetically starting from A to Z. Here there is a list of words which are misspelled regularly. For example, somebody would write spelling of vacuum as VACCUM or VACUUM. But the correct usage of the word or the correct spelling of the word would be given here along with all the usages possible. So this section would provide a list of commonly misspelled words which can be used for your vocabulary. Moving on, there is also a list of idioms which can be used in essays as well as speaking, writing or speaking modules are given here, which could prove out to be handy for a candidate. The idioms are also arranged alphabetically starting from A to Z. So in this idioms to refresh section, one can find commonly used idioms with their meanings and usages. Lastly, real world English and trending videos. In the real world English program, one could see how words are used in everyday life or how phrases are used in everyday life. There might have a difference in usage of words formally and informally. So the details about the words usage in daily life is mentioned in real world English. Finally, for the trending videos section, one can find videos which on based on current trending topics. It could be anger management, Black Friday, education system, and so on. This was all about English sessions section. Moving on, IELTS lessons. So certain skills are required to master IELTS listening, IELTS reading, IELTS writing, and IELTS speaking. So all the required or mandatory skills which one must have to sail through or to get better scores in each of the modules are provided here. Starting with IELTS listening, each and every detail about IELTS listening is mentioned in IELTS listening introduction. The type of questions, multiple choice question, map diagram completion, form, chart, table notes, sentence completion process, short answer questions, list selection questions, matching questions. Each question type is mentioned here. All the details that it would be 40 questions, a 40-minute test. All the details are mentioned. Moreover, there are also tips on how to improve listening skills, and finally, tips for transferring the answers. For better understanding, video tutorials are also mentioned here, and to practice each question type, MCQ, matching, plan, map, diagram, exercises relating one specific or that specific question type is also given here with answers mentioned below. Similarly, for reading module, details about reading would be given in IELTS reading introduction. Tips or common tips regarding reading would be given here. And finally, tips to transfer the answers would be provided here. All the question types, starting from matching headings, true or false, sentence completion, diagram labeling, short answer questions, all are provided here. If somebody wants to practice specifically true, false, and not given, then tips and exercise are also provided here in the section itself. Moving on to writing. For writing, IELTS writing introduction, is provided in the very first section. Then it is followed by video tutorials, how task 1 and task 2 should be written, how both of the tasks should be approached, what is the key factors or what are the key factors that one must consider before starting to write, and along with tips are given in the tutorials. Each and every question type for IELTS task 1, bar chart, line chart, pie chart, table chart, flow chart, process chart, and diagram, along with maps, would be provided here, in which you can practice and get yourself better in IELTS task 1. For task 2, which is also known as essay, skill building exercises, essays based on agree disagree, discussion, advantages, disadvantages, problem and solution, compare and contrast, which are the generally commonly asked essays are mentioned here only. Moving on to the last section, which would be IELTS speaking. Details about IELTS speaking module would be given here. Speaking, which is generally 11 to 15-minute test, would be taken in 3 parts. First part would be introduction, second part would be cue card, and the third part would be two-way discussion. The video tutorials for speaking test would be available here along with full-length sample speaking videos. One can definitely check out how the whole speaking test is conducted by checking out this video. For example, I'll play this video. A full-length speaking test. A total of 12 full-length speaking tests are available here, which could also be very useful for your speaking module. Moving on, further for the portal, there is a feature of live classes. Starting with demo, beginners, advanced, reading marathon, writing marathon, speaking marathon, practice test analysis, French basic, and mock test analysis. The French basic sessions would be a complimentary sessions provided to you along with IELTS academic champion program, in which one can definitely get access to a 1 month of free French basic classes. The beginners batch for somebody who would be scoring lesser than 18. To remind you all, one can check his proficiency by giving a test here, test your English. If somebody scores lesser than 18, then he should start from beginners batch. If somebody is scoring more than 18, then he can check out the advanced classes. The batches for beginners batch starts from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. EST. This was the morning batch. The afternoon batch starts at 2 p.m. and ends on at 4 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That would be 4:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. EST. If someone misses a lecture, then he also has an option to check out the video recordings of the actual lecture. For example, a lecture on 29th May 2015 was conducted and the video recording of the same is available here. The recording for the entire lecture that was conducted in a live class is given here. So if somebody misses out a lecture, no need to worry, live recording would be provided. Further details about upcoming lectures would also be available here if details would be provided by the faculty. Moving on, for advanced classes, the timings are 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST, which is 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. EST. And for the afternoon batch, it is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. IST. That would be 4:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. EST. Also, there is a morning batch which starts from 7:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. IST, and that would mean 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. EST. Here also, if somebody misses a lecture, live recording would be available in the previous lecture section. The entire lecture taken in the live class is available here. Also, details about upcoming lectures, if mentioned by the faculty, would be given here. Moving on live classes, there is a section for called reading marathon. If somebody is only lacking in the reading module and scoring good in listening, writing, and speaking module, but needs practice for reading module, you can check out the lectures regarding academic reading marathon. Here, the lectures would specifically be about reading only. The timings for the lecture would be 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST, and 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. EST, 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. EST. One can check recordings for previous lectures and also details about the upcoming lectures along with today's lecture. Similarly, for writing marathon, if somebody is facing difficulty in writing, then he can check out writing marathon. These lectures would be specifically for writing modules and no other modules would be covered here. The timings are 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. EST, and 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., which is 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. EST. The same details, if somebody misses live lecture, he can check out previous lectures from the previous lecture section. Finally, for speaking marathon, it's the same processor. This section would be specifically for speaking. If somebody wants to enhance their skills in speaking module, you should check out this section. Timings are 12 to 1 and 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., which is 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. EST and 7 to 8 a.m. EST. Details about today's lecture, previous lectures, and upcoming lectures are mentioned, just as they were available for other classes as well. If somebody has missed a lecture, he can check out the recording of the respective lecture by clicking on play record now. For this practice test analysis and mock test analysis, we need to first understand what are practice tests and mock tests. The most integral part of preparing for IELTS exams would be knowing your progress. So after attending classes, if somebody wants to practice and give a test of listening section only, so there are a total of 15 tests available for listening, 15 tests available for reading, 15 tests for writing, and 15 speaking tests are available. In short, a total of 60 sectional tests are available on the portal, which are related to specific sections. In listening test, one can give a test of listening only. Similarly, in reading test, one can give a test for reading. For writing, one can definitely check out or attempt a writing sectional test. And similarly, for speaking, one can check out speaking sectional test. And the last thing is the mock test. A total of 15 full-length tests. If somebody wants to give all the 4 tests, namely reading, writing, listening, and speaking, all together, just like an actual IELTS exam, then the best option would be mock test. A mock test would just like be an actual IELTS test in which a student has to give all the 4 modules in one go in continuation. So a total of 15 mock tests are also available on the portal. The evaluation of practice tests and mock tests would be done by a faculty, which could take up to 72 hours. So if somebody completes a test today, he or she will get a complete evaluation based on his performance in 72 hours. Coming back to the practice test analysis and mock test analysis. Practice test analysis means the analysis of the respective given one section tests. So the batches of analysis for a test starts from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. IST and 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. IST, which is 3:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. EST and 9 to 12 a.m. EST, in which one would be getting information about a specific test. Let's say somebody has given listening practice test 3. So the evaluation of that specific test would be available here in practice test analysis for beginners batch. The schedule would be given here. So the agenda for this Saturday is writing sectional test 4 analysis. So this Saturday, the lecture would be of writing section test 4, which is here. So if somebody gives a test before Saturday, he can get analysis of this specific test by Saturday. In the same manner, IELTS mock test analysis for advance. The timings are 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. This Saturday, the lecture would be of mock test 4 analysis. So if somebody has given mock test 4, then his or her analysis would be available in the live class section this Saturday in this mock test analysis section. So this was all about the portal, which is very helpful for your IELTS preparation.